Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, Royal Caribbean has a countdown out. That's right, if you go to a website, you can see the countdown for their new ship. And that's all you see right now. But we also do have a story of some more tragic news as somebody has fallen on a cruise ship and it did not turn out well. First off story, we have the Mein Schiff 6, which is sailing a Mediterranean cruise right now. And apparently a gentleman fell from deck 10, which is his stateroom cabin. He had a balcony cabin. Fell from stateroom on deck 10 to the top of a tender boat on the decks below. If the Mein Schiff is similar to the Rotterdam here as far as its design is concerned, when you're looking at the way the tenders are set up, and our tenders here are on deck 4. So if they're very similar there, that means that he fell between 5 and 6 floors to the top of the tender boat. Unfortunately, the medical team was called immediately and they did respond right away. Unfortunately, the passenger succumbed to his injuries at that point. Not too much other information was released. They did pull into port. The authorities did come on. The crew had roped off the area, both around the tender and up on the cabin deck itself. Authorities have come on and have launched an investigation into it. The ship was supposed to set sail the following morning. It did not. It remained in port one extra day, and they set sail the following day. So there was a fairly lengthy investigation into it. Have not had any other updates on what happened. The gentleman apparently went over around 2 a.m. in the morning from his balcony. Not sure the circumstances behind it, or, was the man inebriated? Was he meaning to jump overboard? What the situation was? He just climbing up on the deck for a selfie? We don't know. We're waiting for further information, but it just goes, I thought a good news story to bring up, in the fact that you never can tell, right? Balconies are wonderful. I'm in a balcony as often as I can on a cruise ship. I spend hours upon hours out on my balcony just watching the ocean go by, or the islands, or Alaska, or anything. And one of my favorite times is to do it at night because it's so quiet and peaceful and you just hear the waves. But it's also a hazard. So if you're sailing with young children or young teens and they think that it's, hey, I can, we're connecting cabins, I can just climb across the balcony over to the other one. Anything can happen and it can turn out very, very tragic. So I just always be aware, and especially at 2 in the morning. What's the old expression? Nothing good ever happens at 2 a.m. Yeah, you kind of gotta hear that as well. We also have some interesting news coming out of Royal Caribbean, but before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Keeps you up to date with everything cruising, from the good stories to the bad stories. We're on the Rotterdam right now on the historic 150th anniversary sailing. I'm looking forward to some BBC presentations and the big concert in New York City when we arrive. Also, there should be a big, huge, water boat display out there where the fireboats are shooting off as we arrive in New York Harbor. I imagine they have some sort of thing set up for us there. But yeah, everything to do with cruising, from mask policies to changing protocols to what ports are reopening, what ports are still closed. Anything to do with cruising, we'll talk here on the channel. And I hope you'll join us by hitting the subscribe button with the notification bell on. Doesn't cost anything, but boy, it really does help the channel out. And I'd really appreciate it. Okay. Royal Caribbean has recently started a website. And on the website, I'll leave a link down below. It's basically Royal Caribbean / icon. And if you go there, you will see icon of the seas and a clock counting down. When I looked this morning, it was 2 days and 2 hours and 28 minutes. And it's counting down where more information on the brand new icon of the seas comes out. Now, what's very interesting about this is it's a whole weird design. For one thing, that is supposed to be groundbreaking. And what I mean by weird design, we have LNG ships now. That's not a big thing. But the aft of the ship, most ships start low from, say, the lower decks. Deck 5, 6, and 7 would be the furthest out. And then they'll gradually incline up like this. So like it's a layered going up, right? Well, this one has the opposite effect, where there's a wide open space on the ground and the cabins go out as they get higher. Very interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be on one of those lower decks and I want one of those big overhanging decks over me if I'm on an aft cabin. I don't know about the design. I don't know what's there. It might not even be cabins at all. We don't know because we know nothing about this ship. But apparently in 2 days or so, we will get some more information. I, of course, at that time will be on my second day out into the middle of the ocean on my transatlantic. We leave Plymouth this morning. This evening. And it's ocean bound. So I hope I have internet that I can make a booking on the cruise ship for its first sailing whenever they announce that. All we know is it's sailing in late 2023. We don't even have a date. We don't have an itinerary. We don't have anything. Is it going to be a transatlantic to come to the United States? Is it going to be launching so it sails in the Mediterranean? It all depends on when they actually get the ship launched and how much more to go there is. I'm very curious to see what they announce. It could be just, hey, we're building this. Also, they're claiming that it could be even larger than the Oasis of the Seas. Whether that means in total gross tonnage, I don't think it does. I thought it was between the Quantum Plus class and the Oasis class in total gross tonnage, but it could be in length. Perhaps it's a narrower cruise ship, but longer. I think it's approaching the longest length of cruise ship in the world. So that could be the way they're going to claim it as the new largest ship in the world. Who knows? We just are hanging on to find out what they're talking about with this class ship. It should be very interesting. Like I said, they're trying a whole bunch of new things, a bunch of new entertainment on board, as well as some new dining venues coming to coincide with the launch of the ship. We just don't know. We just don't know. But it's very exciting, and I wish that, we're already in the fall of this year, and this ship is supposed to launch by the fall of next year, which means we have less than 1 year, and we still know absolutely nothing, at least for another 2 days. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you curious about this ship? Do you have any inkling? Are you kind of disappointed it's another large ship? At this point, anything coming from Norwegian Cruise Line, Princess Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, Carnival Cruise Line, you should expect to be large ships. I don't see any of these cruise lines building smaller vessels anytime in the near future. I don't see anything on the horizon. It all seems to be about bigger, to hold more passengers and make them LNG if they can, to make them less of a carbon footprint. So more passengers with less of a carbon footprint and needs less ships. I think that's the way they're going. But leave a comment in below what you think on that as well. And until next time, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. And remember, nothing good happens at 2 a.m. Just saying.